Hey Dragon Dreamers, Gina Virginia Casella here, and the one behind the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. Come dream with us. Your soul tribe awaits you. I do all kinds of things, gemstone readings, mind reprogramming, energy medicine. At this time in my life, I've been redirected by Source to bring us together. The Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective through an umbrella term called Project 30, Isis Unity Consciousness. You're invited. Dream with us. Through dreams half remembered and half misunderstood, we fill in the gaps for each other because we're all one. There's all kinds of times and dates lined up that I would absolutely adore for you to be a part of. And one of my favorite things to do is to assert that the Akashic records are not a permanent record because your past never defines you. And we can do what's called living consciously so we can die consciously. United are we. Be free. Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective awaits you. Dream with us. My name is Gina Virginia Casella, creator and visionary of Project 30 Isis Unity Consciousness. See you in dreams. Hi, Dragon Dreamers. Gina Virginia Casella here, and I'm so happy that you're joining me today. And a big, big welcome to new dragons. We've got so many new Dragon Dreamers joining our collective. I'm absolutely thrilled. I knew it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. We can talk about time being an illusion, but it is not an illusion to the biological one, right? So those of you who are familiar with me, yeah, maybe you're tired of me by now. I don't know. Let me know. Hopefully not. I've been coming on here live a lot. Let me turn on my other lighting. I'm noticing my eyes are a bit sensitive. Let me know if you can relate. There you go. So big welcome to new Dragon members. There's so many of you, and it just absolutely thrills me. I was just making a comment that some of you who are familiar with me, maybe you're getting tired of me, hopefully not. We had a phenomenal conference this past March 14th. You can catch the replay. It's almost 10 hours in length. And I took the time, which really didn't take much time at all, to edit the conference. So I'll show you on YouTube momentarily where you can find that. And I've got some stuff here too ready to show you and talk about. So let's get busy. The first thing I want to show you is the schedule. Those of you who are new to this Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective, this is our monthly schedule. So on Tuesdays, you can hang out with me free. Story Species, Story Medicine, Extra Strength. This is a show where published authors share their story medicine, anything from ghost stories to Virgin Mary sightings, ET experiences, interesting dreams, or maybe you've written an oracle or something in the context to do with the things that I talk about. I'd love to have you as a guest on my show. And if you haven't published your book yet, don't worry about it. You know, sometimes people do things a little bit backwards, and it's a real thrill because if you're thinking about publishing a book and you haven't even started writing yet, then I lovingly invite you to really push yourself to reach out to me to be a guest on Story Species, Story Medicine, because this is all part of manifesting, right? And just talking about how you want to publish a book, you can really appreciate how you find yourself getting your ideas together. Hi, Timothy. Good to have you here joining with us live. I want to also draw your attention to Wednesdays. That's today. This is live hangout. So, which me hanging out with you. I share my FYIs, any promotions going on, I share them. But ultimately, it's an opportunity for us to connect. Anybody's purchased the Dragon Dreams Oracle written by yours truly, this would be an ideal time to ask me questions or to let me know about interesting things that may or may not be unfolding. I'm also the author of 8 books here, and I've got a lifetime more coming, the Dragon Dreams book series. So if you have any questions or you just something resonated with you, something that I said or did, I would absolutely love to know. I'm absolutely convinced that all of our stories, because we're all one, are merging together. And those of you who have been following me, you're well aware that my content, initially, it started off as me sharing about me, but I quickly realized my story is about everyone. It's themes, eagle condor medicine at hand, themes that we can all relate to, the hero's journey, overcoming those obstacles, special messages from spirit guides, practicing discernment, what it means to have a bored sense of identity. And I'll leave it there because once you get me started, I can't stop. But if you would like to discuss something, please save it for Wednesdays because this is our time together. And ideally, I come on here weekly. So if you need to catch me, this is typically an ideal time that you can do that. So I also want to show new members. I'm excited to share, so I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I tend to do that. So these are our dragon dates. So we do things monthly all of the time, and then we do things seasonally as well. And so seasonally, as mentioned, we've got conferences. We had our first one March 14th, The Promise of Spring. It was a real smash hit success. If you wanted to show some financial support, it's not too late. You can contribute to my Buy Me a Coffee. I would greatly appreciate it. And in just a moment, I'm going to share screen and show you some memberships. There's one I really want to lovingly invite you to get in on. So all of these other dates are set in stone. The conferences, 4 of them are online, and one of them, it's a 5th one, it's a bonus one in the summertime, Dragon Destiny. And so this summer, I'll be moving back to British Columbia. I'm not exactly sure where yet, but I know it's going to either be in the Maple Ridge area. It could even be in Victoria. So there's some things humming and hawing. Let me know if you've ever moved. Rosie can't fly, so we have to drive there, and I don't have a set of wheels. And so we're probably going to be renting a U-Haul to get us there, which I don't know how else to get Rosie there. I don't have a car. My initial dream was to have a car and then buy a camping trailer and go to BC that way and camp along the way. But I'll have to save that for another time. And so I'm wondering how everybody's doing today. This is, again, those of you who are just tuning in, me hanging out with you live. It's a good opportunity for us to connect. And if I have anything to FYI you about, then I do so. Okay, what else do I want to show you here? I've got lots of stuff. I want to show you, I want to put on screen share. Oh, no, I don't. First, I want to show you this here. Dreaming with Gemstone Gina. That's going to be kicking off. It's already kicked off. It's been a few months now, and that's going to be unfolding this Friday. I do it every last Friday of the month. So this Friday is the last Friday of the month of March. So if you wanted a mini gemstone reading, if you wanted a little taste of what that's like, you can do that by making a donation. So it's very affordable, and I highly recommend it. A lot of people, they really enjoy these gemstone readings, and it's challenging to keep them short, but I find no matter what's shared, it's always something that people can resonate with. Okay, so now I'm going to put it on screen share. And last time I did this, it didn't work. So I want to show the entire screen share. Okay, and let me just check my my live. Sometimes it's me, it's the user, but sometimes there's other stuff preventing me here. Okay, so it's not screen sharing. Good thing I'm checking. Why is it not screen sharing? Let me try this again here. Okay, just seeing if it's screen sharing. Okay, it's not screen sharing. I don't know why. It should be. And I'm just going to try one more time. The third time's a charm, right? Okay, so in theory, I'm screen sharing right now. There's about a 1 minute delay, not even. Okay, but you can't see my screen. So that is unfortunate. Okay, well, what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you some of my links. And so one link to rule them all is my website, ginavirginiacasella.com. I'll put that in the description or in the chat, actually. It is in the description, but there it is in the chat. So my website, one link to rule them all. My website, it has links so you can order my book, my oracles. You can learn a little bit about me. You know where to click to buy me a copy and get in on the memberships. And so the website is ginavirginiacasella.com. It's a domain that I pay for annually, but it often you have to cut and paste the MailChimp thing. So let me know if you can relate. I know when I'm having tech issues and it's not me, that it's another force out there. And I find it inspiring to keep shining my light. So I'm not going to let that frustrate me. Let me know if you can relate in the comments. So I also wanted to show you my YouTube site. So my YouTube, I had it already ready here for you. I'll put that in the chat. And what I wanted to draw your attention to was playlists. So if you're not familiar with YouTube, you might just be visiting my channel and whatever you see, you see. But if you actually notice, there's tabs you can click on, playlists, posts, and it says live. So I'm live right now. So when I'm finished being live, it's going to automatically default to going under the live playlist. So if you're trying to find something specific and you know for a fact that I was live, you can search the live menu, for example. Also, I want to lovingly invite you to check out the playlist, because the playlist, it's the same thing. In theory, I'm organized. So our conference, there's a special playlist just for that. You'll see there's the whole conference. It's almost 10 hours long. And then you'll also see I broke down all the videos. So there's an hour, each presenter presenting, and some really joyful things, us having the pre and post conference fun hangout as well. So make sure you check those out. And I also do, like I said, Dreaming with Gemstone Gina. All of those are organized in the playlist. This hangout, there's a playlist just about this hangout. And there's another one called Featuring Gina. So if you host a show and you would like to have yours truly as a guest on your show, I would absolutely be delighted. And typically Wednesdays, days like today, 1:30 Eastern 2026, that's my availability. So if I'm not live hanging out with you, it's because I'm being featured on somebody else's show. And just yesterday, I added a new group, which is why I wanted to show you my Buy Me a Coffee. So I will put the Buy Me a Coffee link in the chat, and I work with pole energy here, so check it out. But there is a new membership. I'll bring up the image since I can't screen share it. I got it already. Desktop, Gina Live, all in these folders. So I was having a conversation yesterday, or a couple days ago now, with one of our dragon dreamers, and they were expressing to me that they just love me and they love everything that I do, and ultimately they can't afford a session. And so I was reiterating things like the ample free content that's available on my YouTube channel and in the free Facebook group, in the files menu, there's a really great resource, absolutely free to you. It's a matter of being aware and engaging. And so if you're hearing this, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, not only for my benefit, because it does help with the algorithms, but for the benefit of the greater Dragon Dream Soul Tribe collective, because there's folks who are literally just hearing about us for the first time, and they want to get in on things and they're not really sure how to go about it or what's available. Then there's the folks who are very familiar with me and they're kind of tired of hearing about what's available. And as mentioned when I first kicked this off, we have an abundance of dragon dreamers who are discovering us for the first time, ranging in all ages, all experiences, backgrounds. And we have a lot of dragon dreamers who are facing a lot of uncertainty because the epigenetics that they're around, and they feel and think like they're, that there's something wrong with them because the way they think and feel, or the experiences that they've had, Bigfoot, interesting dreams, things that they can't even explain. And so we're here for you. We get you. We're your soul tribe. So I started this new membership called Dragon's Moon. It's something that I already am doing. So there's the membership that already exists, Project 30 Isis Unity Consciousness. And that membership has all kinds of bonuses, which I also added more bonuses to just yesterday, because I figure, you know what, starting next month, when I come live, after I do my little promotion and say hi to you, if you belong to the collective ISIS Unity Consciousness membership for Project 30, then I'll share with you the behind the scenes StreamYard link and you can come on here live and chit chat with me. No promises. It would be first come, first serve. And I'm hopeful that it'll be a steady revolving door, if you will, of members who are part of that membership. Also, when I'm doing Story Species, Story Medicine, if I don't have a guest, then I tend to be the guest. And I thought, well, you know what? Why don't I extend that to the membership as well? So the Project 30 Isis Unity Consciousness, to find balance with this new membership, Dragon's Moon, and that membership, I upped the bonuses in Isis Unity Consciousness Project 30. So check it out. I work with Pole Energy. And there's this one here now too, Dragon's Moon. And I love the green. For me, I don't know if you can relate, but it's not often, but sometimes in the mornings in particular with the moon, when I see green, it's just, I feel like it's a moon from a different planet or something like that. And it made me think about the pine tree forest and the emerald tablets and the green heart chakra and the dog monkey folk and this business of us and our greater oneness and illusions and so much more. And so it just really came together. I was going to make like a Venn diagram moon shape, and then I was going to make like a yin yang kind of moon shape. And so the image that you see there, I spent a long time putting it together, and then the final result took me like 10 seconds. So let me know if you can relate. I'm enjoying using Canva. I'm also enjoying StreamYard. It's pretty user friendly. I'll put the link in the comments if you wanted to get in on it. You can save some money if you register through me. So this new membership, Dragon's Moon, I think it's priced at $20 Canadian a month. It's very affordable. And you get one thing plus one bonus. You get Dreaming with Gemstone Gina mini collective video. And then you also get, as a bonus, Full Moon Dragon Illuminous video. It's a collective. So I do those things anyways. And I thought, you know what? If you wanted to get your feet wet and be part of something, get in on it. This Dragon's Moon is an affordable membership and a fantastic stepping stone for you, especially if you wanted to have some kind of guidance with the moon cycle. And I'd love to know how you're manifesting in your life, what cycles and rhythms you're working with. And if you wanted to up this membership, you can do that. I highly recommend Project 30 Isis Unity Consciousness. So my prices don't go up very often, and when they do, they always stay the same for current paying members. Now, as a marketing strategy, let me know if you're a spiritual biz entrepreneur. Supposed to be fun. I personally don't resonate with this, but it's supposed to be fun. And so Project 30 Isis Unity Consciousness was initially priced at $5, and now it's $24, and next month it's going up to $30. So when you look at Dragon's Moon for $20 and then consider the extra $10 a month, you might as well get in on Project 30 Isis Unity Consciousness. Now, have a look at the bonuses. I work with Pole Energy. This is targeted for people who have never heard from me. Also, if you've never heard from me before, I wanted to show you this. And just before I logged on here to go live, I was starting to go cross-eyed because I was checking and rechecking information. And to make a long story short, I got in touch with the Four Winds because it's so funny. I've been wanting to take this energy medicine training for years now, one step at a time, right? And finally it unfolded for me. So I'm a master practitioner of energy medicine. And I didn't realize I achieved the master's level. So I thought it was an intensive course. And the master's level, actually, if you graduate from the Four Winds at the master's level, then your name gets to go on their directory. And so this morning I was adding a little paragraph in my website and a picture of myself. So it's going to be on their website, and you can bet I'll let you know when that's official. And you can book with me now for energy medicine services. And again, I work with Pole Energy, so make sure you check it out. But those of you who are not familiar with me, things like intrusive entities, soul retrieval, mind reprogramming, that's all that I specialize in. And something that I learned personally, like when I did my own soul retrieval, it took a lot longer than anticipated. Um, and that's typical, which I didn't realize either. So when you book a session with me, you can be rested assured and absolutely feel grounded and confident and secure, knowing that it doesn't matter what you come to see me with. It's and you might feel overwhelmed, like I need to book soul retrieval, I need to book extraction. Well, what about if this or that? Well, you don't have to worry about any of that. You just have to book with me because I do some energy testing on you. I do some assessment with story medicine and the Gnome King's gemstones, and we go from there. So I can pretty much guarantee that you'll need to see me anywhere from 3 to 24 months, and that's consecutively. So my memberships offer back-to-back monthly memberships. And at this time, I insist that I see you 2 times a month, 45 minutes each session. I like to have the first session where, that's where we do our deep dive. And the second session is more of like a check-in, right? And sometimes it flip-flops. Sometimes every session seems to be a deep dive, and sometimes every session is more of a check-in. And so you just keep coming to see me. All of the shamans, we have our own niches. One of my colleagues, she used to be a judge in her old matrix, and so she performs wedding ceremonies. And I thought, well, what do I do that's unique? And I thought, well, my gemstone readings, right? And the Dragon Dreams Oracle. And so that's what I'm promoting is my story medicine. And so it just brings me great joy and honor. Let me just flash that certificate again for you. And I've also pursued the Master's Circle. So if you're not familiar with the four winds, you can take all kinds of things. The Master Practitioner of Energy Medicine is where it's at. And the next level is to get in on the Master Circle. So the Master Circle starts next month, and I'm registering for that. And so I'm really excited to see how my own dream alchemy is going to be unfolding. I may require people to practice on. So um, keep an eye out. Keep an eye out, especially live hangout. But in my Buy Me a Coffee, I'll be letting you know if I need volunteers to practice on. I'm sure there's probably going to be something that I'm going to want to practice with you on you. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I just feel excited to have my own little niche, you know. I like dreaming with Gemstone Gina, the Gnome King's gemstones, how all of that came about. Just a phenomenal story. So what else do I want to show you? If you're just tuning in with me, I can't put it on screen share, so I've just been talking away about things that I wanted to show you on screen, blah, 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 on screen share. But you can check out the links there in the comments. And of course, my website, one website to rule them all. Recently, that's what I wanted to show you. I started a meetup group. So can't put it on screen share. Let me put the link in the description. Now, in the meetup group, I made it a point to say that most of the stuff we do is online. So online, we're going to meet up. And I also would like to meet up personally. So I've belonged to meetup groups in the past. It's just folks who want to meet up. Typically, you meet up in public. If there's a restaurant that you've been meaning to go to, maybe you're the new girl in town, or you know what, maybe there's some show that's in town and your friends don't want to go, but you really want to go. And these meetup groups are really great for that. It's a great way to network, to build community, or just to get out of the house and do something, right? So I've never ran a meetup group before, and I thought, well, you know what, maybe now's the time for me to do that. So it says Maple Ridge. I could be moving in the Maple Ridge area. I could also be moving to Victoria. So right now it really depends on housing. Depends on the housing situation. And I'd really like to be by the beach or some kind of park walkway, you know? So that's where I'm at right now. And um, Rosie, my cat, I was mentioning earlier that she really can't handle flights. We initially flew from BC to Ontario, and it almost knocked her right out. Honestly, I was really concerned about her health after that. And um, so we're going to be driving. I've driven from Abbotsford to Timmins, Ontario, but I've never driven. And I did that in the winter time in December. Beautiful, beautiful trip. And this time I'm going to be driving from Southern Ontario, either to the Maple Ridge area or taking the ferry right to Victoria. Part of me wants to move to Victoria. I've thought about that for a long time. Victoria seems to be a few weeks ahead seasonally, and I could use all the summer that I can get. And so the museum is nearby too in Victoria. It just seems like a cool place to be. I went there twice just to kind of hang out. I went there for a union meeting as well, the annual general meeting from the British Columbia Teachers Federation. Used to be heavily involved. Okay, so what else do I want to show you? I don't want to show you anything else. I just want to talk to you about stuff now. What am I up to? What are you up to? So Rosie, everybody's always wondering about Rosie. So yeah, I mean, I'm not selling name brands here or anything, but I've got these special wipes for her paws. So you know, taking my cat into the vet to get her nails trimmed. And I've never had to have her nails trimmed before. I never had to worry about her nails. And then about 5 or 6 years ago now, all of a sudden, Rosie, my cat, had this big, like, snail shell of a fingernail, and I just thought, oh my God, like how did that even manifest? Like how did I not notice that? And I was scared. And as soon as I mentioned it, the secretary was very familiar with this, and she said, "Oh, that sounds like an ingrown toenail. Bring her in. We'll take care of that." So thankfully, they just cut it, and it was fine. But I've been having to take her to the vet every 6 weeks since then. And the vet tech told me that she has old lady fingernails because they're softer now. And so they're growing, not exactly straight, kind of warpy. And it's causing that ingrown, um, even parts of the fingernail not really growing and causing the other part of the fingernail inhibited in its process. So um, also, the fingernails are growing at different rates. So that it's like sometimes I have to bring her every 4 weeks, but it's like some of the nails aren't long enough, but some of them are like too long. So I feel like we're finally in a flow. And about a month ago, I went to a new veterinarian, and the vet noticed there was like some fungi going on. Not a big deal, but it could transform into a big deal. So we want to be proactive, right? So these are like cotton pads with special medicine on it. Kind of smells like peaches. The struggle's been real, but Rosie's been getting a lot of treats. The vet said to increase her wet food. So she's learning that, this isn't a big deal. She's the sweetest thing, but she does have a side to her, I think all cats do. So we got this. Um, also, last time I took her to the vet, she had a special treatment done. So she got her paws cleaned, like a little manicure for her. And the vet gave me this omega liquid oil to squirt in her food. So it's supposed to help her inside out, just the natural lubrication in her body and the skin and the cells that are growing and flaking off. This will help to smooth it all out. And I already noticed a difference in her fur. Now, I'm supposed to be giving her 3 squirts, but it's more like 1 squirt or like 3 little tiny drops just for now. And I also have, it's called Plaque Off. It's a seaweed, um, some kind of seaweed powder. And I just put like a little pinch. And she's a fussy eater, and she had no problem with this, very surprisingly. So thankfully, the Plaque Off, I started giving it to her in August, and it takes a few months just to start working, assuming giving it every single day. So it's been like 6 months now. So I haven't noticed any personal changes in her oral care, but I feel like we're getting there. We're getting there. So that's a little update on Rosie if you were interested. And then the other update I wanted to share with you was speaking of Rosie, I grow cat grass for her. And last time, I needed to make some more spirit flora, and I used some of her cat grass, and then I ran out. I'm going through a lot more flora because I'm doing a lot more spirit work these days. And so I I took the scissors, and it was like cutting the grass. I cut a lot off. So this is day 2 now, and I mixed it with vodka, and I just swirl it every now and then. And and I sprayed some lavender spray in there, essential oil, just because it's winter. Like the point of making a flora is flowers, like the flower part, the flora. um, but it also has to do with the high quality items and the nectar and hummingbird energy. There's much to be said about it, but you want to keep your flora simple, right? And so I was hopeful that maybe, just maybe, there would be like a flower or something because it's spring and it's kind of snowing here still in Ontario. And then the next day it's sunny. We're having that kind of weather. But I don't want to pick flowers when I reflect on it because there's insects and whatnot that are really relying on that nectar. So it's another reason why I just went with the cat grass. I grow it indoors and adding some essential oil. And in the time, I actually, or not in the summertime, excuse me, earlier in the winter, I used apples and oranges, and there's a video on that. And I was out of vodka, so I used vinegar. Um, so let me know what you use. If you use vinegar, if you use vodka, why are you using what you're using? I use what's available. I like to work with the biology of belief, and so I'm working with the belief that vodka is like the official formula. And if I need to resort to vinegar, so be it. And if I don't have any vinegar and it's just plain old water, well, then it's plain old water and it's just as effective, right? So I also like to give my flora water generously to any plants that are around me. Um, my mesa, since I've done my shamanic training, I'm constantly spritzing on it, feeding it. So I'm going through a lot more. And it's just interesting to share all of this. I also wanted to share with you some synchronicity. So a year ago, a year and a half, something like that, I was getting into Qigong and Kurian, and I fell behind in my homework, and that's okay. Initially, when I joined Qigong and Kurian, my intention was to work out. I didn't realize all of the mental martial arts that came with the learning and all of the special, beautiful messages. And so Qigong Kurian has not been getting the attention from me that it should be getting. And then when I took my shamanic training, it really took the back burner. And so I just decided, you know what, I'm not going to be overwhelmed with this, right? But this is something that I like to keep by my bedside. And then every Sunday, which I haven't been doing, but every Sunday I'm supposed to look at it and just spend time with it. So, um, so I found my book. It was hiding behind other books, and I thought, this is synchronicity. This is like telling me that I should get back into this. And so I just started reading and taking notes, putting things in my own words. And I quickly got overwhelmed. I had to remind myself, I'm just doing this for me, for the sake of learning and to enhance my own, spiritual autonomy. And I want to take the time to integrate this. So I thought maybe I would do like one key 1 month, but I think it's going to be like one key for a few months. And that's the pace that I'm going to be working at. And that's okay with me. That's okay with me. There's also other projects that I'm working on behind the scenes. Now I've lost my page. Here it is. So the synchronicity part is back in the spring, about a year ago, I was really in the flow with the mantras. Om. Now I don't even know. Uh, uh, I gotta cheat. Um, I'm like Om Ishanaya Yantraya Swaha, but I don't even remember what it means now. Om Vajra. I couldn't remember the Vajra. Om Vajra Manataya Swaha. So like a year ago, I was able to recite these. I would be like Om Vajra Manataya Swaha. My mind sees all there is truthfully. And I was at a point in my learning where I was starting to mix them up, kind of like when you're learning a new language. If you're learning numbers, you learn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But now try learning 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now try learning 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, mixing it up, right? And that's when I just got busy and this kind of got the back burner. But what's really special is Om Ishanaya Yantraya Swaha was in my head. And I was like, okay, I remember that that's one of the mantras. No idea what it means. And I was surprised because I thought it would be the other mantra, Om Vajra Manataya Swaha. My mind sees all there is truthfully. I thought I would remember that, but I was remembering Om Ishanaya Yantraya Swaha. which means I use all things available to me correctly. And when I read that, I was like, yes, because that's exactly like where I'm at, not in general, but like very narrowed down, like every decision that I'm making right now, any money that I'm spending, any time I'm spending on the internet clicking around, I need to make sure that I'm using these resources that are available to me correctly, that I'm managing my time correctly, because the secretary part of me, I know the value of organizing my time. And you know what? With Rosie and I moving back to BC, transitioning into the new matrix as an energy medicine practitioner, me, yours truly, going to be on the Four Winds website. Like that's pretty amazing. But I I ended up flipping to this page, and so the synchronicity really hit me because I forgot I wrote this, but I took the learning and then I transformed it. So I wrote some stuff which is a little bit too personal to share, but then I ended off saying, um, that I accept that I'm responsible for everything that happens in my life, whether I know it or not, whether I understand it or not. And then I reiterate things that I'm the master scribe of my life, and that I'm joyful, I'm joy, and all this other stuff. But then this is the part that really touched me. The joyful change of my mental attitude creates positive effects. Setbacks and hindrances are dealt with without giving in self-defeat or victim stance. Om Ishanaya Yantraya Swaha. I use all things available to me correctly. And I was like, whoa, I I needed to read. So just yesterday, I was feeling a bit stressed out because Rosie and the nail situation, everything's going to be fine with her and the nails. But just even last minute planning, Maple Ridge, maybe Victoria, this month, that month, setbacks and hindrances are dealt with without giving in, self-defeat, and victim stance. And that came from the teaching of Om Ishanaya Yantrayas. And so I just thought, wow, this is so amazing for synchronicity. And I also took notes to help me remember to do things like breathing. And I thought it was hilarious because I even took the time to make this diagram. I mean, like, wow, I was really studious about a year ago. But there's what's called normal breathing. And I think it's hilarious that it's called normal breathing, right? And then there's reverse breathing. So, and it just, power and simplicity. Um, there's all kinds of apps floating around out there. I'd like to get in on one of those apps, but you know what? I feel like something like this, I need to belong to a community. So I might just join Qigong or something like that after Rosie and I move and get settled in. I feel like I would really benefit doing it with a group. And I really, really want to join Pilates again. And I really want to join dance, especially feminine expression. But if I had to pick and choose, I feel like the Qigong Kyurien would really help me out. Some kind of something of this medicine. And then on my own, I could review dance moves and stuff like that and go to the odd drop in. So I'm wondering what's going on with your health and wellness, and if there's any synchronicity in your life. I wonder if you have a pet, maybe you have a pet horse, or maybe there's a wild animal like a fox that you connect with. I'd love to know about that in the comments. And um, yeah, I was feeling overwhelmed giving my pet medicine, but it's going to be okay. These are just temporary things. I think the plaque off is going to be a forever thing for Rosie, and I think this oil is going to be a forever thing too. But these nail wipes, it's just kind of hopefully for the next month or so, and then it'll be over. So that's all I have to share with you today. I hope you're having a wonderful day, Dragon Dreamers. And like I said, we've got lots to look forward to. I'll just quickly show you those slides again. There's the Dragon Dreams monthly dream ecosystem where I go live. I do story species, story medicine, extra strength, medicine bearers share their story. If you're the confused warrior, medicine bearers know all about that. I also go live like I am today, hanging out with you. And if you wanted me to be a guest on your show, Wednesdays at 1:30 Eastern, that would be an ideal time. And I would love to pull a card from the Dragon Dreams Oracle for your collective. And if you wanted me to answer questions about books that I've written, sometimes it's just fun to open up a random page and, see what's in there, which I kind of feel like doing actually. Let me know what you feel like doing. There's the Buy Me a Coffee memberships as well. There's 2 collectives now available. There's the Project 30 Isis Unity Consciousness. That's the one that I recommend. The price on that is continuously going up. The other one, it's priced at $20 for Dragon's Moon. But you know what? For $10 difference, I guess we'll get the Project 30. And of course, if you wanted to book a session with yours truly, please do so, because those sessions are very limited. And I'm feeling really excited and really inspired because I'm going to be on Alberto Villaldo's website. So if you wanted to book a practitioner, somebody specifically from the Four Winds who has acquired the master levels training, yours truly, I can do that for you. And my little niche is the gemstone readings and working with dreams and oracle. So I just feel like $1,000,000. The conferences, we've got 4 online every year, and I'm very hopeful about meeting Dragon Dreamers in person this summer in the Maple Ridge area, possibly in Victoria. So stay tuned for that. And on a final note, we also have our meetup group that's very, very new. So the meetup is basically all of the online events that I host, like right now, but also it's an opportunity for us, once I move to BC, to start meeting in person. And that's going to be really important. We don't have to talk about the ET agenda and Bigfoot every time we meet with each other. Just knowing that you're around Soul Tribe can breathe a bit easier. We get you. You don't even have to talk at the meeting. You just come. We get you. So let's see how long the meetup group runs for, right? I'd like it to run forever, and who knows, meetup could replace the Facebook group. I'm not sure yet. A lot of Dragon Dreamers don't really use Facebook, which surprised me because that's where I do most of my advertising. And I was also very delighted and interested. Thank you, women in Indonesia, ages 20 to 30. You are folks who are viewing me the most right now on YouTube, women from Indonesia, ages 20 to 30. And so I'm getting lots of views from you. Folks are interested in my floral water. Every time I talk about being yourself, believing in yourself, all of that resonates with you. And I'm just so delighted because I was wondering who are my viewers? Who's receiving all of my messages? And I've never been to Indonesia before, and I would love to go to Indonesia. I taught English in South Korea for 2 years, and Indonesia is just one of those places that I've been meaning to go to. And so, wouldn't that be cool, doing like a conference in Indonesia? So, I like to dream big. Come dream with me, co-dream with me. Your soul tribe awaits you. My name is Gina Virginia Casella, and dare to dream those wildest dreams. Thank you so much for hanging out with me live. And I look forward to seeing you hopefully this Friday, Dreaming with Gemstone Gina. and you can get yourself a mini gemstone reading. And if you belong to Project 30, Isis Unity Consciousness, then I provide a mini gemstone reading for that paid membership, that collective. Not in general, the collective. I used to do that, but now I do it for the paid collective membership. So if you want in on that, get in on it. It's a great deal, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Let me know how your dream ecosystem is going. Thank you for courageously co-dreaming with me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.